Hello Capricorn, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Capricorn is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that. Magician, Magus, Mercury, Hermes, the trickster, the juggler, the illusionist. This is really good. Really fine way to begin. We're going to do an Jing reading today as well. But let's see what is up with this magician. What are we doing? Oh, interesting. Okay. Queen of Cups, 10 of Wands, Queen of Wands, Queen of... Man, look at that. We've got the Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Are we going to get the Queen of Discs here somewhere? I think probably not, but you never know. No, we don't, but we've got a lot of major arcana over here. Emperor, we've got the Death card, we've got the Star energy. I kind of feel like we're making improvements in a lot of areas here. That we're coming to a deeper understanding of so many different things right now, kind of all at once. It may feel a little overwhelming, and that might be the reason for this 10 of Wands here. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot that we will just put down over here. We'll put Francine right on top. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the very end, all right? And hopefully it will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading, okay? But if at any point during the reading you get an idea of what that is, I want you to put your prediction in the comments section, okay? I'm trying to see if we can collectively raise our vibrations, tap into spirit, tap into source. Let's start connecting with this mystery card. Let's start predicting it together, okay, as kind of a group exercise, all right? But first, let's see what we got. Okay, major, 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 major. We got some fire. It's interesting, we have the 10 of Wands, we have the 10 of Swords. We've been getting a lot of 10s lately. Yesterday, today, we've had the 10 of Swords, we've had the 10 of Cups as our daily card. We've been getting a lot of 9s and 10s in the readings generally. So this is interesting that we have the two 10s here, which I might point out are the only small cards we have, the only minor arcana cards. We have major, 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 major. We've got court card, court card, court card. Okay, and then we've got these two minor arcana. So very interesting. Yeah, a lot of this, the queens here, which I really like. Let's start with the Mercury. Let's start with the Magician, the Magus, Hermes, the Trickster, the Illusionist, the Ringmaster, right? The focal point of our consciousness. This is kind of your magical ego. This is your super ego. This is the kind of the master of all of the different aspects of your life. This is a unified consciousness. This is that part of you that is center stage, under the spotlights, right? Doing these things, leading your life. You're the magician on the stage, right? All of these other energies are what's behind the scenes, okay? And with this, I feel like you are pushing yourself into new and unknown territories. Maybe you're learning new skills. Maybe you're just trying to just improve your life in every area, right? We've got the Queen of Fire, Water, and Earth here, right? What we don't have is the Queen of Swords, and that's okay. I think the star energy kind of takes that place, right? Don't you? Kind of a water-air mix here with the star. I think that takes the place of our Queen of Swords. But I feel as if you're trying to push the boundaries, push your own personal limitations in every area of your life. Learning new skills, trying to branch out and just be more outgoing, maybe connect with people differently, try to connect with more people. I feel like you're putting yourself out there, center stage. Even though it may be a little uncomfortable, it may be a little overwhelming at times. I feel like every day you're getting better and better. Every day you're finding new ways to explore yourself and your environment and push the boundaries. Innovate, right? Not only in terms of your own personal development, but maybe in the world as well. Maybe you're working on something that is kind of pushing the boundaries of education or science, right? With Mercury here, with the magician, this is also the Egyptian god Thoth. This is Hermes, right? This is the Lord of all wisdom and science and language and communication and understanding. All magic, right? So really, it's hard for me to say what you're doing. I think you're doing a little bit of everything. This is kind of a jack of all trades, but not the master of none. This is the jack of all trades and the master of every single one. So you're really making a lot of progress here. And it could be, like I said, it could be that you are trying to learn new skills. Maybe you're furthering your education. I think you're doing a lot of different things. And it could feel overwhelming. This Ten of Wands is underneath everything. And because it's underneath everything, it might be a little unconscious. This, I think, is a very simple, a simple bit of information for you. Don't burn yourself out, right? Be sure to rest and recuperate, right? Take care of yourself, all right? I think you might have a tendency to keep pushing beyond your limit, and then you might kind of, you might fall ill, you might exhaust yourself. And that's a very simple way that I'm interpreting these two. The Ten of Wands and the Hanged Man here. You push yourself too far, you exhaust yourself, you're going to be laid up. Okay, very simple, very straightforward interpretation. Don't burn yourself out and then you have to take time off to kind of recuperate, right? But on a deeper level, I feel like the Ten of Wands is you finding ways to push beyond the natural limits of things. So I really feel like you are, when people say, oh no, you can't, there's nothing beyond this. You're saying, well, I'm going to find out for myself. And this could be in education, this could be in science, it could be in your personal relationships. It's kind of this idea of like a road has a barricade, and it's kind of like the road is closed, right? This is as far as the road goes. You're saying, well, we'll see about that. You're pushing beyond the limits to things. Which, in terms of your knowledge, your experience, your physical fitness, maybe you are seeing what your blockages are, what your boundaries are, what your limits are, and you're striving to improve. It's like you're lifting 100 pounds one day. Well, tomorrow I'm going to do 101. Maybe the machine only goes up to 100. Well, you're going to figure out a way around that problem. Because if nothing else, the magician is very, very clever. Right? Very good at coming up with new and innovative ways to get around blockages, to get around limitations. Not necessarily to just go straight through them, although you have some of that energy too, with this fire energy. But to find clever ways to navigate difficulties, right? I really feel like you're expanding yourself, you're improving yourself in every way. I feel like every day literally is getting better and better, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, creatively. This is really an amazing time for you. I've got to say, with all the queens here, With the Queen of Wands here, I feel like you're kind of pushing the boundaries of your creative and spiritual energies. All right. Now, when we talk about the queens, right, because Queen of Wands, Cups, and Discs, we're talking about the aspect of these realms, creative, spiritual, the emotional, intuitive, and the physical, mechanical realms, right? There's a water quality in each of these. And that water quality is our wisdom, our understanding, our reflection, our love, and our compassion. And I want to add that this Hanged Man is pure water, right? This is the idea of us completely immersing ourselves in the water, whatever the water is, whatever the wisdom or understanding is in each of these realms, okay? I kind of feel like we took a 9 of Cups and we just kind of like zoomed in on a microscope. And I feel like this is what we have. The 9 of Cups is all about happiness, right? It's about fulfilling ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, creatively, which I think this is the detail of that. So when we do that in the realm of spirituality, creativity, of will, of consciousness, of awareness, I feel like you are really, you're understanding on this deeper level. You're immersing yourself in this kind of spontaneous, free-flowing, active imagination. It's just kind of a like automatic writing, automatic painting, just spontaneous creation, right? And we're surrendering to it. This Hanged Man, I think, is the key of it all. That you're trying to be exactly in this energy, in this creative mode, fully, uninhibited, letting yourself just sink into this creative fire and just become that, become one with it, and let it flow. It's like you're losing yourself in this creativity, in this spirituality, spirit, creative kind of realm, in order for you to fully experience it and to fully kind of improve and push past limits and all that kind of stuff that we talked about. And this, I think, is your method, by completely immersing yourself in it, losing your sense of separateness from it. And that's why the Hanged Man just kind of dives in, right? So I wonder, you're doing something creative or artistic in some way, right? And it may not be a traditionally artistic kind of activity, but it's something creative. It's something that is meant to be a free-flowing, uninhibited expression of yourself, okay? In whatever way that manifests. Then we also have to talk about the Queen of Cups. This is that emotional realm, the intuitive, emotional. There's a lot of depth here, right? And again, it's something that the Hanged Man is just diving into, fully allowing yourself to feel every level, every depth here. This is a pool that goes way, 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 way down, right? Infinitely deep here. The surface level is just what we kind of reflect back to the world. Sometimes we reflect everything. Whatever comes our way, we just give it right back to the world, right? We let nothing penetrate us. Other times we might just reflect certain energies, but some stuff we let in and it affects us. You know, it's kind of the surface. There's some permeability there, but it's kind of up to you what you allow in, what kind of energy from other people, from the environment, right? That's the surface level. It's kind of a defense mechanism. It's an adaptation, right? Whatever environment you in, you kind of mirror the environment, and then everybody kind of fits in and works together, you know. There's also then the shallow end of this pool, which is just beneath the surface, and this is our kind of conscious desires and cravings, right? What do you want to eat right now, you know? So I think we're diving into that, we're exploring that. And we're reflecting on that because the Queen, it's about reflection and understanding, distilling this experience into wisdom. Wisdom is this one, okay? So we have to fully immerse ourselves in every aspect of our being and of our life to get that wisdom, to be able to distill that wisdom and improve our lives, our experience, our consciousness. Okay, so we have the shallow end desires, and then there's the deeper stuff too. What is it that your soul is really after? And that connects us to the star energy. And this is your deepest sense of self and where you are meant to be. What is your kind of infinite destiny? Right? The deepest level that takes us all the way down through the bottom of the pool into outer space, essentially, right? Transports us to a different realm. And this is the true spiritual realm here. And really, I think all of these processes, whichever one you really immerse yourself in, whether we're here, here, or here, I think leads us to a deeper and a more clear understanding of our very truest self. Okay, and then here is the Queen of Pentacles. This is the material, mechanical world. This is you immersing yourself in the physical activity. Health, wealth, nutrition, right? Fitness, finances, what you do with your body, where you move your consciousness, how you are moving your consciousness in this physical, mechanical realm. Okay, where are you taking it? What kind of environments do you go to? What do you surround yourself with? This is also the card that looks, or the energy that looks at the relativity of time. Because this figure is looking back at the past, looking at that long and winding road of our past experiences. Everything we've ever been through is why we're here right now today, seated where we are. Or if you're standing or whatever you're doing. And we're distilling that experience, right? Because it's a queen. We're pulling out the wisdom from our entire history, personal history, mortal history on this physical realm. And we're taking that wisdom and we're projecting it onto the future. This card's also looking at the future. Where are you going to take your consciousness next? Where are you going tomorrow? Right? If the physical realm is the vessel, the consciousness is the passenger, well, where are we going? What are we doing? Right? What comes next? So this is a card that is trying to also reflect on the relative shortness, right, of time, the relatively limited time that we have here. How are we going to maximize our time? And that really depends on what we discover in these other realms, right? What we're creating, what we really want, how deeply do we know ourselves, what are we... The star card here, I'll tell you, this, kind of jumping ahead, but this is the ongoing revelation of yourself to yourself. Okay? It's an ongoing process. So the more we immerse ourselves, the more we try to improve, the more we reflect, the more we can distill the wisdom from our experience, the deeper we come to understand ourselves. And it's like the deeper we look, the more we find to investigate. And we are infinite, within and without. It's an ongoing process, an infinite process of self-unfoldment. Okay, well, let's look to the path of the serpent now. We talked about these cards. We know what these cards are. I want to also, again, kind of emphasize, don't burn yourself out and end up, inhibiting your progress because you've got to spend some time, laid up in bed or something. So just take care of yourself as you're in this process. But I feel like you're pushing boundaries here. And the Emperor is pretty good for that. Because what does an emperor do but sustains the realm? Well, what has every single leader in the history of time ever done but try to expand their realm? More and more control over more and more land, area, whatever, right? That's kind of the nature of the beast. In your case, I feel like this is really your conscious control over improving your life in every single way, right? It's kind of this motivation that we have. We wake up in the morning and think, how am I going to do better today? How am I going to feel better? How am I going to think in a more clear way? And when we say better and better, I mean, that's kind of a relative term, right? Something is better than something else. And that's up for us to decide. The more we learn about ourselves, we understand what is better for me. What is your goal? Right? What is this constant unfolding revealing to you? What is the revelation of yourself to yourself? So we have to know where we are and how we want to improve. So the Emperor here really can take in all of this wisdom, can take in the reports from all of the advisors, right? All of the viziers that report to the Emperor. And it could be that these are all members of the Privy Council or whatever you want to call it. And they all kind of report to one person, who's this Mercury energy. This is the kind of accumulates. It's like the hand of the king kind of thing, if you're a Game of Thrones fan. And this is the energy that reports. This is the wisdom. This is everything that we've learned and reflected, all the wisdom that we've distilled from every realm of our life, all of our different activities, the different bodies within us, right? The creative, spiritual, the emotional, and intuitive, right? And the physical, mechanical. All of their information comes to Mercury. Mercury, the magician then, really comes to the emperor, comes to the king, and decisions are made. All right, we can get a kind of whole picture. We can take all of this information in and figure out how we want to proceed. What are we doing today? What are we doing tomorrow? What is our purpose? What is our campaign? What are we really trying to do with the days and weeks and months that we have, the years that we have? Okay. And that brings us to the Ten of Swords. Well, we're trying to basically break limits. And this is the first air energy, and really the only air energy that we have. Because we're only limited by what we believe in. This is like that, I don't know if you've seen that video, or I don't know if it's a meme or a picture of a bunch of sheep going through a gate in a fence, right? And they're all kind of funneling through this one gate in this fence. But it's just the gate. There really is no fence. But the sheep are all funneling in to that one gate because on an unconscious or whatever instinctual level, that's what they know. They know that to get from here to there, you got to go through that gate. Because maybe every other time they've done anything else, they've run into a fence. Well, now they've learned, just go through that gate. That is where you have to go. The Ten of Swords is understanding that that gate, that fence, that cage only exists because we believe in it. Okay? So this is really what we are, despite all the other energy we talked about. The way that you're improving is mental. It's in your head. If we think we can do it, we can do it. We have to visualize it. We have to think about it. We have to speak it. And then we can do it. Right? If we believe that we can't, if we believe that there's a roadblock or a limitation, or I'm not meant to do this, or it's not, I'm too old, or I'm too young, or whatever, it's that belief that is going to limit us. So the improvement, really, it has to start in our minds. It has to start with the limitations that we acknowledge, whether coming from ourselves or from society or culture or just from whatever. The only way to make progress is to believe it first in our minds. Right? If you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to accomplish anything. I think that's pretty fundamental. The next two cards. This is basically what we've been talking about the whole time, summarized into very different cards. Right? I kind of see like the Death card is. Oh, I forgot we have to do the I Ching reading. Let's do that really quickly. Gosh, I almost forgot all about it. Every time we get the Magician, the Mercury, the Magus card, we have to do an I Ching reading, and I almost forgot. And then we can talk about the Death card, because the Death card is kind of, it's in the position of what we don't want. Okay, 44, coupling. The woman is powerful. Do not take this woman. Okay. Now, what this means is that we have all of these solid lines, these yang lines, but underneath it all, there is that one broken line. This is, well, it's kind of like that fence, right? If there is that belief or that doubt or that corruption, that's going to affect the whole system. Okay? So when it says, I mean, of course it uses this kind of sexist language, that yin line is powerful. It has the capability of transforming all of those yang lines to their opposite, right? And creating that a pathway right through the center there. So let's read the back of it says, coupling means meeting. And the powerful woman represents someone or something with a profound and mysterious power to attract you, re-energize you, and change everything. Do not try to control this energy because you can't. You must continue on as before. Resist this change entirely or allow your life to be transformed by the encounter. What would be an adequate response to this new energy? How far could this change go? How far will you let it go? Well, what is the power that is changing everything? If we're saying that every day we're improving, we're pushing boundaries, we're getting better and better and better, it's because we've met with this force. You know this force already. I think it is this star energy. It is yourself, your truest self. Because we either ignore this entirely and things can stay the same, or we continue to have encounters with our true self and learn more about our true self, God, goddess, deity, spirit, whatever you want to call it, and things will not be the same. We will transform all of these lines into their opposite. We will be creating, cutting our own path. See, the broken line there is going to work its way up until they're all broken lines, cutting a path. That's exactly what the Death card is doing. Dancing while it's doing it, cutting its own path through the jungle. These two are doing exactly the same thing. Right. And this, the difference here, I think, with the Death card is that this is happening whether you like it or not. You could ignore it, and we can think we're just kind of staying put, but ultimately we're not, right? You may think you're sitting still, but we're hurtling through space at, I don't know, thousands of miles an hour. So it's all relative. It's all perception. But by embracing this energy, by coupling, by meeting with our true self and tapping, which I think you are, so I don't think you really need to hear this, but you're pushing the boundaries. You're cutting your own way through this jungle. Okay, it's about change, transformation. We either do it consciously, intentionally, or we do it unconsciously, and then we really don't have any idea of what's going on or where we're going to end up or how we might be changing. You want things to change for the better, right? That's what we were talking about. So we're doing this process intentionally. so that we can try to sort of guide where it goes and make sure it's going in a positive direction, right? That's why I say every day is getting better and better. Let's look at the mystery card now. Thank you, Francine, for keeping an eye on that card for us. All right, try to connect with this mess that I've made, and let's see if we can tap into spirit. Let's see if we can discern this mystery card together. All right, it's kind of hard to see what this could be because all we had is majors and the court cards. Majors and court cards. Well, I would really love to see the devil energy, the Capricorn energy. I can ring the bell. That's your power card. It shows to me that we are doing this intentionally, with will, with consciousness, with awareness, and we're doing it in a way to create wholeness. Right? We're not trying to kind of overemphasize a certain track that we're already on. We're looking for completion. We're looking for wholeness. Well, we have the idea of wholeness and completion with the Wheel of Fortune. So this is Jupiter energy. It's expansive. This is expanding out in every direction. Again, like I just said, not in one particular track. Expanding out in a wholeness, right? A complete picture. This is really, really beautiful. I'm kind of speechless by this reading. Yeah, it's a strange confirmation. This is it. This is the key right here. That we're trying to grow. And Jupiter, Wheel of Fortune, is that beneficial energy. It's good fortune, right? Things are improving. Things are expanding for the better. And they're expanding across the board. Every area of your life, your professional life, personal life, your private life, creative life, spiritual life, your emotional world. Everything is expanding and getting better and better and better in a very balanced and holistic way. This is amazing. I love this. Now we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, click on the link in the corner. That'll give you access to all of the extended readings, not just for Capricorn, but for every sign. New Capricorn readings every Thursday and Sunday at 6 a.m. Chicago time. I want you to know, Capricorn, that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.